Well, I would tell you that on Monday, both Northwestern and Loyola got everyone's attention in the world of volleyball, including, I'm sure, Mark Hulse, who last week was the assistant coach at Loyola, the two-time defending men's NCAA champion, and now is the head coach. And he joins me now from Chicago. And Mark, must have been a whirlwind couple of days for you.
Yeah, a little bit. I've had a chance to talk to Shane, obviously, kind of throughout the process a little, and yesterday was busy. Letting the guys know and stuff like that. That was tough for Shane, and it's an important moment for the program. And there's a lot going on. For the Monday between Christmas and New Year's, it's supposed to be a quiet Monday, I think. Coupled with it's the first day of practice, so we're getting ready to go. So there's a lot on our plates, but I think we feel good about the future and where we're going and all that. So
yeah, well, it's the cupboard's not bare. And you do open the season Saturday, right? January 3rd?
Yeah, Santa Barbara at home.
Yeah, and then follow that, I think, with a trip to out west where I think you got BYU and Irvine. So your margin for error, at least, as far as getting things going, is slim. But I can't imagine that you weren't prepared to jump into this and practice plans weren't in place. So from that end, I would assume that the transition would be fairly seamless, especially since you've been there for a while.
Yeah, and Chris is still here as well, and Ben Wilson, who's our volunteer assistant coach, is here as well. A lot of it's business as usual, and that's weird to say. Shane's gone, and obviously he's an important piece of the program and has been. But in a lot of ways, I think we feel like we're all pointed in the right direction. We know where we're going. We know we have a match on Sunday. That didn't change. Chris and I were the coaches on Sunday. We're still the coaches today, and we're going to be the coaches tomorrow going forward. And so that didn't change. Shane won't be here, so that's different. But other than that, I think we took a minute, we took a deep breath, we squared our heads straight, and then it's hey, shoulders back, and Santa Barbara, and then a couple good ones after that as well.
Yeah, and thank you for clarifying Sunday. So Shane's gone, but more importantly, Thomas Jeschke is gone, having forsaken his last year to turn pro. What a fantastic player! And I might add that the last time, of course, that I saw him and saw you was one of the greatest sporting events I've ever been privy to be a part of. And I'm telling you, in my career, I've covered everything at some point or another. But Loyola beating Lewis in 5 sets for the national championship last year was one of the most gripping, dynamic, unbelievable days of volleyball and sports I will ever remember. I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Thomas, I talked to Thomas already. And he said congrats, and he's doing good things for himself. I talked to Dan Friend, last night. He gave me a call. So, we'll have some battles with those guys again this year. That stuff doesn't change. It's different. I'm sure there's a lot that is different that I don't even realize how different it's going to be. But I think in a lot of ways we feel good about where we are and roles and how we're going to move forward. We're going to find another person to fill the coaching spot, the assistant coaching spot that'll be open. Other than that, we feel like we got some good continuity and moving forward, and we're in a good spot. So we're excited about Sunday and then the season going forward.
Yeah, well, coaching vacancy, I'm sure your phone was blowing up for more than just congratulations yesterday. The good news is setter Peter Hutz is back. He really, really was good last year for you. And then your 2 middles, Nicholas Olson, who I love, but Jeff Jendrick, who just played out of his mind last year as a freshman, especially at Stanford in the final 6 and especially in the final 1. So from that end, if you would talk a little bit about your personnel.
Sure. I'll start off by saying that I feel fortunate where we are with the kind of not just senior leadership, but leadership in general that we have in the gym. I think this could be a lot tougher if we didn't have such a mature group and a really good group of guys and young men. You go down the list, you said, I think we feel good at a lot of spots. We have great competition going on at the opposite spot, great competition going on at the middle spot, young guys included, but, 3 guys who have started and won a national championship in the middle. 2 guys who played a lot of really valuable minutes at the opposite. Obviously Peter Hutz, Selsky, and we got some good young guys at the libero spot. Top to bottom, 18 guys down, we feel really good. We have guys at the left side. We're filling 2 roles there, but some guys, Trevor Novotny, Cole Murray, who have a little bit more experience than some of the other guys. Ryan Jamison, who's a guy who's been in the gym and doing a good job, and then the young guys, the freshmen in Will Tischler, who's doing a really good job. We have guys who we feel, Colin Mahan, all the way down, top to bottom. It's fun in the gym. It's noisy. It's loud. They didn't skip a beat. We took it a little bit yesterday. We took some time, let it sink in, and then we had practice 2 hours later for the second time, and we got after it, and they feel good. They're confident. And, we're moving forward.
That's good stuff. I'll get you out of here on this. You're from that area. You're from a Chicagoland area guy. I know the times you were gone was when you went off to play at Rutgers Newark, which I got to tell you, before I was reading your bio, I never heard of before. But you did finish at Pepperdine, and I was curious for two questions: what Marv Dunphy's influence might be on you, and then also what it means for you the last few years to have been an assistant on a two-time national champion, and now to be the head coach in basically your hometown.
Yeah, absolutely. The hometown piece, I think, is cool. It's neat. It's neat being around home. It's neat. For our guys, it's neat for a lot of them to play in front of their families. I get to kind of coach in front of mine, which I think is cool. Covered a lot of ground there. That part's great. The Chicago stuff is awesome. I think it's good for Midwest volleyball, and I won't drum all that stuff up, but I think it's good, and I think it's positive for the sport just in general that we've had some success, and that Lewis has had some success. And Ohio State a couple of years ago won, so that's all good for everything. The Marv stuff. I learned a ton. And it's probably a lot of stuff I don't even realize. And, maybe it's little gestures and sayings at the very least. But I've had some great coaches that I've got to work with, be it Shane or play for, for guys like Marv. So hopefully I'm doing it a little bit the way, kind of the best way I know how. But I imagine I'll be picking up a little bit of this and that from some of those guys who, from looking over their shoulders or being on the other end of it. As a player.
Well, you're off to the first great start. You're a great interview, and I wish you a lot of luck as you go for the three-peat. That'll get brought up, I'm sure. And it's going to be a real fun, interesting season to watch you guys.
Yeah, it will be. We're excited. Sunday. I think we're on ESPN3, so tune in.